We discussed that status tracking satellites helps us to define deleted records with the help of change data capture systems. But sometimes we may not have been lucky and we don't have established CDC systems, and in these scenarios we may either get the records in delta, that means that we only get the change records, or full load, in here we get the files every day from the beginning. In these scenarios, it is hard to identify deleted or missing records. Missing records means that in some cases, all records are not displayed every day. They appear and disappear from day to day. For example, you have an accounting system and you export source data from this platform. And it is possible that when the business users edit the records, they often lock them. And if you try to export source file at the same time, then records may be skipped or not exported. Or the export could fail because there is no disk space left on the target disk for the export. So there could be multiple reasons that we have missed data from the source system, maybe even a couple of days. But we need to identify which records are deleted from source system and which of them are missing some period of time. In here, record tracking satellite helps us. It is connected either a hub or a link table. It shows a timestamp when the business key or relationship was last found in the source system. It has a similar logic to update procedures on last seen date column of hubs and links. So look at the sample. We have a product table in the source system that will feed hub and satellite tables in the target data vault. So product ID is inserted into product hub as business key, and we also separated the product type information into a satellite table, but we will not focus on it right now. Then we have a record tracking satellite table which is connected to the product hub, and the purpose is to show when the last time respective record seen in the source system. The mandatory fields are, we have a hash key column which comes from the parent hub and define the hash key values of product IDs. Then there is a load date that shows when the data is inserted into hub, and the source system column in here we extract data from SAP. That is why I will define the column name as SAP in detail table. But you can also define your own naming standard, and also if you have a multiple source system that feeds the single business key, then you can add additional source systems as additional columns, like SAP, ERP, and sales would be all different columns in your table. So as a first step, we extract the full load from the source layer, then load into staging area. Staging area is like a landing zone for the batch jobs that reduce dependency to the source system. Then from staging area, we split data into hubs and satellite. So when the first time we load product ID values to relevant hub, tracking satellite insert value of 1 for each product ID and fill the load date column subsequently. It indicates that the given key or relationship was present at the satellite at that moment. So look at what happens in the second load. The next day we are getting another full load, but in here you may notice that we have a new insert record as product ID 4000 as headset. Then the product computer is updated with the new description as PC, and also we lost one of the records, which is the iPad. It may be deleted from source system, or it will be temporarily missing due to any technical issue. So in here, in order to identify the changes in the source file, we need to compare it with the data on staging area. So we do a full scan in here and find out which records are the new inserts and which of them is updated and if there is a missing data. For the records on each load cycle, a new entry is inserted every time into record tracking satellite table. A value of 1 in the descriptive attributes indicates that the product ID was present in the source system, and the value of 0 indicates that the product ID was not present. Therefore, for the product ID 1000, we again identify it in the source system. Therefore, again we have a value of 1 for the next load. And the product ID 2000 was missing in the next load, therefore we add the value of 0 in here. And the product 3000 is updated to record and identified again in the next load, and again we have a value of 1 for the date 28 October. And we also get a new product, which is the product ID is 4000, and the 28 October is the first time we have seen this business key in the source system. So it's a tracking system that checks if the relevant business key exists or not in the source data on each load. In order to identify the differences between missing for a few days and was deleted, business usually set up a business rule to distinguish both cases. For example, sometimes business could decide that all records that have not appeared for 10 days should be considered as deletes. It totally depends on the expectation of your business and will change due to different environments. Thank you for listening.